So, what's up with this? This is the only, like, through the window image in the entire game. Where you're looking through a window that doesn't actually have any geometry behind it. And it's this badly pixelated, like, looks like the inside of a middle school.
It looked generic enough to be applied in both Hangshaw and Detroit, I guess.
But this is an apartment complex, right? These windows are supposed to be like apartments. And they're just a hallway.
They did the same thing in Detroit. I mean, it was the same building.
I know. I'm complaining about. Oh shit.
Hi everybody, I'm Seamus.
I like that we got the oh shit like minutes before we got the fall. My name is Josh, and this is Refrigerator Surfing.
Alright, we got a delivery, a refrigerator for you guys down there. Here you go.
Wow, can you imagine the noise that would make?
I think this should be a game. People should pick up refrigerators and run with them to see who can get to locations faster while struggling under this heavy bulk. What would they call it? Oh, I know. How about Fridge Racer? Fridge Racer!
Boo!
Only
I
if
blew
you
that
got
pun.
Ken Kataragi to be the host of it.
Yeah.
Like, only. And
the in-game
and
announcer
have, like a lightning round that's called Giant Enemy Crab.
The game costs $599 US.
Why is that press conference still funny?
Because it was so horrible. They just completely pissed away their goodwill of their company.
It was a nexus. It was the blossom. It was like 4 years of bad decisions coming to fruition all at the exact same moment. It was just
in an hour and a half of press conference.
It was just a moment of beautiful awfulness.
Oh wait, shit! There was stuff to do back there.
So, sprinting through Hengsha.
Yeah.
We're about to do the confrontation, is that it?
Huh? No. No, we're gonna hack some stuff.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, that's good, because we haven't really touched on the hacking minigame.
I know.
We haven't really shown that.
I think we need to expound on that.
That's all we've done! We've done more of that than we've done gunplay.
Good job, Lao Wei. I see you found
This is really turning into our BioShock season with the pipe dream. It is just, oh, here we go. Here's more of it. Oh, like, I actually kind of enjoyed this game, but I'm starting to hate it. It's especially boring to watch. I'll say that, especially since you won't do it the way I would have done it. Which makes me resent you. I don't know, different.
Oh, I'm glad that you can quantify this important feeling that you have.
No, it's all small little decisions like, oh, I would click on this one. Oh, no, he clicks on a different one. Oh, I would click on this one. No, he clicks on a different one. So it's not an overall different strategy. It's just the fact that I can't impose my will on a stream being played by somebody else.
Well, it does beg the question, how would you systemize a security system without making it painfully boring or overly numbers driven? And it's a really hard problem to solve.
I think they did all right with this mini game. I don't think it's bad. I think it's just bad to watch for an extended period of time.
Oh. No, I'm not going to do that.
Really, the only other way they could have done it would have been, and they shouldn't have done it this way, would have been to, the only different approach would have been to make it like a cyberspace.
Why is Bell Tower here?
Well, I think what we talked about last week is that if you have the password, you get all the stuff and all the XP, that would have solved 90% of this. Then it would have, you wouldn't have done so much of this. I don't suppose you have the parachute.
No.
Still don't have the parachute. This is when you buy it. This is when it becomes useful
Yes.
to have it.
Did somebody shoot
There's
you?
gonna be one hell of a long-range shot here.
Did you suggest that they stop? Because that might be the thing to do.
Yeah, you should try that sometime.
Yeah!
I guess the problem with the hacking minigame really is that all of the upgrades for it are mostly behind the scenes. Like, you can make the computer forgive you more often or have a slightly larger percentage odds of succeeding or have more time before the computer catches you. But it's all behind the scenes
I
stuff.
actually didn't find most of those. I actually didn't, yeah, those aren't really well established in the skill tree. Like, you look at it and you think it's just, you know, there's the standard upgrades. I guess I didn't see the peripheral upgrades until later in the game. That
There
might have
are a
just been
lot of
blind spot on my
upgrades.
part.
There are a lot related to this hacking minigame. Like, if you decide you don't want to do this, you've got a lot of praxis points on your hand.
Access denied.
Oh, fuck. Wasn't paying attention to the time. Well, oh, come on, they're still here?
Huh, you mean they didn't give up and leave just because you walked away? Huh.
I can't imagine why they wouldn't.
But I mean, I guess combat upgrades give you more abilities, like the ability to go invisible or the Typhoon. There's no Typhoon equivalent for hacking, really.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. There's nothing like, oh, every so often I just get a free this problem gets out of my way with no effort on my part.
Access granted.
Alright, there we go.
Excellent work. I'm starting the triangulation now. Should have a location very soon.
Now, how the hell do I get out of here?
And I've got
Use
it.
the parachute
Jaya
mod.
is
It's
hiding in
easy.
an apartment building called the Hengsha Court Garden.
I know his name is Bobby
Oh,
Bao,
look!
but given the low resolution of the stream, it looks like Bobby Bad, and that sounds like an awesome name for a guy.
In the Yuzhou district.
She's hiding in this apartment complex. How about that?
Get us the money she owes.
It's a small world after all.
So
Oh, fuck.
obviously the situation is more complicated.
Okay, I
than
assumed
Santa
that there
Claus.
was a floor there, and then there wasn't.
That was not a good call, Josh.
That was incorrect. Did it get saved?
I can hear Seamus just like slowly being crushed under the stupidity.
Do we need to fast forward, Josh?
Excellent
No.
work. I'm starting
No,
the
we're right here.
Oh,
triangulation
wow.
now.
Oh, okay.
Should have a location very soon.
Yeah, that works.
And I've got it.
See, you
Jaya
should
is
have bought the
hiding in
Icarus
an
symbol.
apartment building called the Hengsha Court Gardens in the Yuzhou district. I'm sending you her coordinates.
Yeah.
Get
Then
over
we
there
wouldn't have
and
died.
Get us the money she owes.
Then that
Then we
one
would have
specific incident.
slowly descended into combat and gotten shot to
And
death.
then died. And then died. We would have lived, like, given the length of that animation, we would have lived like another minute and a half. Most of which would have been that animation playing.
Yeah, and the thing where like you stun everyone you land around, that's not that
So,
great.
So, do you come
Waiting
to this
for
building
elevators.
often? What floor do you need?
floor,
Needs-
the only floor that's got anything
Yeah.
on it.
I would love it
Yeah.
if they subverted the normal video game thing, and you get to an elevator and there's somebody else, and you have this
Hey, look.
awkward, like,
This is
they
the
just want to
woman
go
I
up to
stole
their
a fridge
apartment, and they they just want to go home to their apartment, and you're going upstairs to fight 10 dudes.
Thugs? Well, get out.
You have to ride the elevator and stop on all these floors.
Another shining example of good voice acting right here.
You know, we really should do a spoiler warning for Elevator Source. I think that would be awesome.
Sure, it's nothing
Oh.
you, but it is
In our
my
spoiler
money
warning.
you're stealing.
Stealing?
It's been a real sort of blind spot we haven't covered.
And they expect you to pay for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, all the
Thing to do, but I would
all
hardly
the
call it
amazing elevator
really
level
that
design that
gullible?
video games have been
Home
giving
doesn't
us for
run
the
a
past
buy
30
now,
years,
pay
we just
later
haven't touched on it
operation.
at all.
It's more like a buy now, pay
It's really my
forever.
greatest regret with
Listen,
this series.
I just started as a broker.
I hate
Those other
elevator.
brokers come from rich families. They paid for augments that give them an incredible edge in the business.
So
There's no way I could afford anything like that.
this is a woman who
So you cut a deal
came
with a
from a
crime
poor
syndicate.
family,
I didn't study this hard
and
end up with nothing. Once I
she
made
worked
enough
really
money,
hard,
I offered to pay
went
for
to
all.
college,
But no,
studied really hard,
what they want is
and
part of my monthly profits.
to be
They say
a,
they're
I guess,
entitled to it since
a
it's
stockbroker
their
of some
upgraded
kind.
enhancement chip that
But
helped me
even
make
with
that
all
money.
of that studying and ability, she just can't compete with the people who have augments that allow them to just, you know, I don't know, like put math into someone's head so they never have to think about, oh, carry the 2. No, it's just like having a calculator, whatever.
Couldn't you work
Right.
with the augment?
And
You wouldn't
that's,
have gotten
I think
so
that's
much
one of the more
trouble if you played
compelling
by the rules.
arguments that the game
Play by
gives
the
for
rules? Let me tell you a
augmentation
little story about playing by
being
the
bad,
rules.
which is that
I come from a
anyone who
poor
has an
family.
augment
My
is just
father,
basically
my mother,
just
my
plain
2
better
sisters, and
off
3
than
brothers,
someone who
none of
doesn't.
them ever amounted to much.
Right, we outlaw
I tried to
steroids
do
in
better.
sports,
When I made
but
efforts
imagine
in
if it
school,
was possible to
they
have
said I was
steroids in
wasting my
everything
time.
else. You know,
I got into
steroids for
business
being
school,
good at all
and
other
again,
things.
They said I was
And
wasting
what's
my
more,
It's like
really
you-
expensive
that I
steroids
could
than only
never
rich people could
compete
get.
with all those rich kids
Right,
and their
that you have to,
tutors
and you have
extra
to
classes.
take
But you did.
steroids for the
I
rest of your life, sort of thing, where it's going to
Half
cost
of
you
my
forever
class.
once you get it.
Without the extra help and
That
special
would
attention.
be that would introduce
through
all
blood,
sorts of
sweat,
thorny
and tears.
issues. Like, oh, you've just
And
got to
then
be
what did
on
my
your opposite
classmates
for the
do?
rest of your life if you want to be
They
competitive
cheated.
in this field. And that's
They once
basically
again
almost every
booked their
field.
way to success.
Everything that
And what did my family
is more
say?
complicated than sweeping the
That I
floor
had wasted my
could, you
time.
know, there's probably a way to
I was just
improve on it
supposed
and
to
give you an
accept
edge.
defeat
Almost
after
any
all
white
the
collar
efforts I've made? No.
field.
No way.
Even blue collar,
much
if
are they
you're, I
asking from
mean,
you?
like
A couple
moving
hundred
boxes
credits
or doing any
every
physical labor.
Doesn't look like much, but in
It's
the
true.
long run,
Although, really,
let's just say they
I
made
mean,
a very
that's gonna like
lucrative
who would augment
Especially if
themselves
you
to make
consider I'm not
themselves
their only
better
client.
at moving boxes? It seems like overkill. That seems like a lot of money to spend for a really crappy job.
So I'm gonna do something crazy here for Reginald Cuthbert. As tempting as it is to punch her and steal her cell phone, I want to show
Maybe I can speak to one of Tom's men.
good guy, the Paragon
yourself
ending
up.
of this quest, because it really pissed me off.
And then we'll
Thought
punch
you
her
were
and take
just
yourself
another
off.
one of his mindless
Well,
thugs.
if you want to come all the way back
It's
here, kill
hard
Bell
to
Tower again.
Properly express what this could mean for me.
Don't thank me
I
yet.
just I don't.
I can't guarantee they'll listen, but I'll try.
All right. What the
Who
crap?
put all these stupid machines here in a little fort? Some idiot came and like put all this stuff in the way. How annoying.
For a second there, I was worrying that the overcompensation on the physics was going to cause that stuff to go flying and kill me. Why
They
is
can
it
have-
semi-typhoon? Oh, that's right. I'm on an elevator.
You're always
second
checking
time,
on
Jeff.
Typhoon.
Yes, I'm a little worried by how conscious
Well, I
you
see
are
like
of your
the icon
typhoon at all
blacked
times.
out, and I'm like, maybe there's like some money I can get from these guys that died. Oh,
Yes, money, because of course the people that you kill in this game are always carrying tons of awesome loot and money, as you have belabored in the past.
Everyone
Wow.
rocking the Warren buff, strolling down the streets of Hengsha.
I have $2,000 and 8 cell phones in my pocket.
Can I just comment on the narrative real quick?
Wait,
No.
what?
So,
Sorry,
Is
continue.
this guy stuck?
I changed my mind.
Where is he? Oh, there he is.
What were you saying?
so Adam gets completely deformed at the same night that Megan gets killed, and in typical narrative, wouldn't that typically mean, or typically serve as an allegory for his sort of emotional distress and personality alteration on the death of Megan?
Yeah, except it's really ambiguous whether or not he gives much of a shit about that.
Right, and I guess that's my point, is that it's like, the story is written by like a traditional Hollywood rules guide, and then the actual narrative that plays out sort of ignores that guide entirely.
Which, I mean, is a... Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, it feels like they didn't really execute what they planned for.
Yeah, it's like, were they trying to make this a revenge story,
Actually
or
worked.
what were they trying to do? Were they trying to do the common thing and failed, or were they trying to do something different and just gave it a weird start?
Where did this box come from? Is that one of the ones I threw? How'd it get out here? Hello.
I like how people turn away from you so you can tap them on the shoulder and
know.
punch them.
I
And
never
like
noticed
how
that
you
when I was playing
always-
through the game the first time, but
And I like how you.
now that I'm using it all the time.
Adam Jensen always catches trains just on time.
I always come down here and I get like the third Matrix movie vibe, which is never a good thing to get from anything. Like when they're in the when Neo is in the train place that he apparently can't be the one in, even though he can be the one outside and inside the Matrix.
But not in the train station. Right. He's
Yeah.
the one everywhere except in a train station. Because to be the one in a train station, you have to be a train. Like if Thomas the Tank Engine were in there, he would just go kick ass.
Oh yeah, full steam, biznatches. I really wanted to make some Thomas the Tank Engine jokes, but I know nothing about the rich Thomas the Tank Engine mythos. I would fear doing insult to the canon and continuity that has so captivated viewers for so many generations.
Malik, I'm in the hive. What's
I
the
just
plan?
know that
Find
they
Lee
are
and talk to
creepy,
him. I
human-faced
want you to convince
steam
him you know
engines. That's
exactly
all I
what he
know.
did to Evelyn and why. If you can make
What's
him
up?
panic, I'm willing to bet he'll spill his guts. Just make it look like blackmail. If he's willing to pay to keep you quiet,
Okay,
he's
that's nice.
basically tying his
I
own
need to talk
noose.
to this guy.
I'll listen in and
Need to
record
overdrink.
everything.
Got it.
What
Okay.
can I get you?
So here we go.
Hey, about that job?
You found Jaya yet?
Found
We
Jaya
need
and we
get back
decided
the
to
money
help
she
her,
owes
right?
us.
What's it gonna take for you to leave Jaya alone?
So
for
we
good?
try to
I
get
don't
him
understand.
to
Didn't you get the money?
I know about the Shylock scam you're running. Get her the augment she
To,
wants and
to
then bleed her
drop
with
it.
monthly payments for the rest of her life. I want to know what it's gonna take for you to leave her alone for good.
A cyborg with a heart of gold.
And he says, give me a lot of
Tell you
money.
what, Guido.
Specifically 5,000
You
credit.
give me a year's worth of payments and she's free.
So we give him the
You're too
5,000
kind of
credits. And
man.
at this point I'm thinking,
Fine, spend
yeah,
it,
okay,
make
that's
it.
cool. I have to pay money. I have to
leave her
give
alone.
something to
Don't
get
make
the
friends, you
best good Paragon
Yes.
option. Okay, that makes
She's off
sense.
the hook. Here, take this Praxis.
Then he gives you a Praxis kit!
So have fun.
Net loss,
Yes.
0.
Yes, that's actually the best thing to do. You just bought a Praxis. If he had sold me a Praxis kit, I would have gladly paid $5,000 for it. I did the same
Now-
thing.
He has it on him, so you can just punch him and steal it. But if you don't know about that, then it makes me rage. I mean, yeah, you can get all of the good rewards by
your
going
name Lee
evil
Ho?
on it, but
Yeah, maybe
but
it
you
is,
don't
maybe it
you
is.
don't have to pay
to talk to you
anything
about Evelyn
really to get the
Carmichael.
good option.
Man,
I mean, and think about it from his perspective. Hey, I got 5,000 credits from this guy to stop harassing Jaya.
And you could say I specialize.
Here, I'll give him this 5,000 credit reward in the form of a Praxis kit.
A simple proposition.
Yeah, he doesn't even mark it up for you.
Proof that shows you.
Like, I don't know what he's doing with the Praxis kit, but wherever he got it, he had to pay at least $5 grand for it, it seems like.
Oh man, give me the money.
Bullshit. You ain't got shit on me, Narco. I ain't paying you shit.
I strongly
suggest I really wish you could just get him to pay you $2.5 million credits.
You get the
I know, right? Fuck Malik's quest. Give me 2.5 mil.
Got shit to say.
That would be hilarious, and there's no way you could even physically come close to spending it in-game. Like, even if you just sat there at the arms dealer, bought everything you had, threw it on the floor, bought everything you had again, you could just never spend it all.
If this was like not a computer, like if this wasn't constrained by their problem-solving methods,
because the police report
and where it's trying to, you know, it's trying to let you choose how to solve particular issues, like how do I arrest this guy. But if this was like a tabletop role-playing game, this would be the sort of thing where I would fake out the DM by pretending I was just gonna, you know, do the good option, and then I actually would soak him for $2.5 million.
Fell down the stairs in the first place.
And then you can't do that. Yeah, sure I can. I think I'm gonna buy 60 shotguns.
This is actually one of my favorite of these sorts of conversations in RPGs that I've run into, because this requires you to basically have been reading and paying attention to the evidence, otherwise you're gonna fuck up.
I loved that.
So
I felt good. I felt good because I had read it, I knew it was up, and I felt like the game was rewarding me for paying attention.
Yeah.
Man, that shit was in the
As opposed to Adam explaining everything for my benefit, stuff that I should already know if I'd been paying attention. And instead of treating me like a moron, it rewarded me for just paying attention.
But how?
You can pick some really dumb answers.
By hitting her in the head with that antique clock.
Rubber mallet. Found it in your apartment.
The lacerations on her head.
You shot her with a paintball gun.
It's the perfect match.
You beat her to death with the Victoria's Secret catalog.
How the fuck do you know what's in my apartment?
And like any good crime,
oh, by the way, your fridge is not in your apartment.
You killed her with the fridge, which you then discarded after the murder by throwing it over the balcony. You thought we wouldn't find your murder fridge.
You hit her with a stun dart, then you threw her onto a balcony several stories down, then you threw her to the ground and dragged her around for a while.
Way of life, you struck out at her in anger.
How? That's impossible.
But now the final piece of the puzzle.
You put a hand grenade in her pocket.
Why was Evelyn's death never considered a murder investigation? Because your family, one of the wealthiest and most influential families in Shanghai, covered it up. But whose silence did they buy?
Because it was actually a suicide.
Lim. Your family's sizable investments in Lim assured the autopsy performed on Evelyn's body would never see the light of day. And her death would
you used a death
cracks of an already crumbling justice system.
Fuck this shit, man.
You gave her a fatal noogie.
I can help you, Lee, but only for a price.
Force-fed her Pepsi and then
I can't
Mentos.
believe this shit. I'll pay you, man. I'll pay you. Just what do you need from me?
Details. Let me hear your side of the story, and then we'll move on from there.
I don't know. Evelyn, that stupid bitch. She was going to ruin me. I didn't mean to kill her, okay?
So I was actually surprised by the way this turned out.
So I hit her.
With the way that Malik was
wanted to make her shut her stupid
so
mouth.
fervently
That bitch started freaking out. So I hit her again until I
convinced that this guy was the killer from the start. I figured it would be like some kind of bait and switch, and it turned out that Malik is completely wrong, and he would be able to teach Malik a lesson about
like an accident. I had no choice.
About not always going with preconceived notions or something. But no, he totally killed it.
I would have been ruined.
And I thought that was nice because so many video games just
what?
Like, you can tell in so many pieces of fiction that the person who is initially accused of the murder never actually did it.
Malik, please tell me you got a recording of all that.
Oh my God, Jensen, I could kiss you right now. I can't believe you got him to confess so openly like that.
To be honest, it was easier than I was expecting. You were definitely right about Lee. He's not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed.
Can I leave now?
Well, don't get too cocky just yet. Before
Is
I
it
send our
possible to
little friend's
resolve this
confession off
quest
to the
by just
local media
murdering
and
him?
authorities, I want to get some Shanghai
Does
screenshots.
Malik
Wow,
have
I'm-
There's a
specific?
control panel
I'm
linked to the hive I
sliding.
need you to hack.
Holy shit.
Does
Uploading
Malik
recordings
have
now.
a specific response for that? That would be interesting.
Oh
Because
wait,
it
I'm
would
supposed to
definitely
disable the
mean-
hive security. Jerk.
Yeah, that's really, and that's a pain in the butt to do.
That's especially a pain because of the damn loading screen.
Which we have to go through twice.
So, security. It's on the second floor. I think it's just like some little like wall terminal. Where Tong
Yeah,
was
it's
being the
behind Tong.
bartender.
Yeah, it's really a pain to hack this thing though because people see you. Like if you're standing here after you hack it and people see you, then the whole place goes hostile, and it sucks. So you have to like hack it and then like immediately hide behind Tong's counter for a few seconds until everybody calms down.
This one, it took me like 60 tries to do this one. Yeah.
Access granted.
Alright, Malik. It's hacked.
Verifying the signal.
I didn't have any things
Come
though,
on.
and I didn't have any
Okay, I'm
upgrades
in.
relevant at all.
Remote
I really
frequencies
hadn't
are
bought
clear,
like
thank
any of the
God.
hacking upgrades at that
Uploading
point.
now.
I think except the ones that allow me to
And
like attempt it, but
Meet
none of
me
the
in
ones that
front
made
of the
it
hive,
easier to
Jensen.
hack.
I have a little surprise for our friend Lee.
Alright.
Jensen,
And suddenly Malik is here.
first take this. I was going to use it myself.
Where is
but
the
after everything
damn
you've done,
VTOL
I
parked
think you
anyway?
deserve it more.
So what are you gonna do now?
I have a few loose ends
She's
to
got
tie
it.
up. I need to
She's
make sure
got it
this
on a
autopsy
tether. It's
report
actually
finds its way
hovering,
into
and
the
she's
right
just got it
hands.
tied to like a
Hollies aren't
telephone
gonna buy
pole.
their way out of this one.
Lee's confession is solid. With that and the evidence from the autopsy, there's no way he can avoid prosecution. Justice will be served.
Oh, justice will be served, all right. You might want to stick around for a second. I've got one last little surprise for our friend Lee.
Are you facing the hive? It's almost showtime. In 3.
Wait, am I going?
Two.
Oh, I am going back.
Malik.
You're going the wrong way.
Well,
Murderer.
legal? No, but awesome. Hell yes.
I didn't mean to kill her, okay?
Malik, remind me never to
This
piss
was a
you off.
great moment.
After everything you've done here,
Yeah, it was.
for me, you'd have to try pretty hard, mister.
This stays on for as long as you remain in hangshot too.
Tong just doesn't care.